Hey everyone, Dr. Red here, and we are back with some more Singleton. May as well enjoy it while the event's going. Today I'm actually going to be looking at a little deck list that someone in Theoric6, another YouTuber's Discord channel, sent me. Figured, actually in all honesty, everyone's running Sultai. It's another Sultai list, so we're just going to give it a quick overview. If I can just at a glance see what's different than in a few other lists, we'll try to make mention of it. If not, we'll get right into the game. As far as lands, it's your usual mix. You got your wilds, everything, you're fixing, a lot of one-ofs, go figure. Not running too many blue sources, but we have ways to fetch it if needed. On that same note, we're not running too many things that require you to hit your blue drop. Hostage Taker, Thief of Sanity, and Crassus. All of those which have been featured in another Sultai list, I believe. Lana Wars, standard Explorer package, as much as we can get in here. Bond of Flourishing to dig a little bit. Finale of Eternity is a spicy one. It's weird removal, and we're running enough ramp here to make it so it's actually something we can get some value out of. How frequently we're going to hit X equals 10? If we're going to be honest, I don't think that'll happen too often, but the chance is definitely up there if we can actually land this off. Instead of that, what else do we have in here that's pretty spicy? We have our Thrashing Brontodon, competitively priced spell with some bonus. Vivian, at her worst, she is dig down for a creature. If we can keep her up, all the better for it. I really do like Death Sprout. In this case, it ramps its removal, gets us to where we need to. It lets us fetch out a basic, so we can definitely get that island if we're missing it. Trying to figure out what else was missing from a few other Sultai lists I've been checking out. Storv is interesting. I don't know if he's I think Storv's a girl. In this case, I don't know if she's most at home here. As far as things that we have that just dump and fill our graveyard, we're a little bit lacking. Looking at it, if I'm not running one in my Rihanna Mingleton deck, I definitely should. But Storv is definitely an interesting card, and we could potentially get value, assuming things get removed before we play her. Hostage Taker solid. Doom Whisper is amazing if our life total's not being pressured, because it lets us dig through all the garbage we don't want. Massacre Girl against all the Boros aggro. If you can get her off and wipe the board, A+, love this card. Downside is it will more likely than not also wipe your board. Oozes value, we get it out, we ramp into it, it's a mana dump. Cool card, dig it. Premium removal. Trying to think what else was not in another Sultai list I've done. I don't recall. Yeah, I think Command the Dreadhorde was in there too. Dreadhorde General's a solid card. Same thing. And Ugin, I don't recall splashing for Ugin. But yeah, for now we're going to do a couple games with this one, see how it goes. And yeah, that's about it for the deck. If you like it, cool. We're going into gameplay now. Sub, usual streamer, YouTuber bullshit. But yeah, let's jump into a game. Okay, so we're jumping in against Flamius. Let's see how this game goes for us. And this is an interesting hand. I would generally like to keep something with 3 lands to start, but we have access to ramp in the form of Druid of the Cowl. We have some potential to dig deeper with Bond of Flourishing. We have Assassin's Trophy and Cast Down playable as needed. I think this is definitely a decent keep. So of course we're going to be slamming down our Guildgate, and is untapped regardless, does hit our blue mana that we need. So right now we do have access to all of our colors. They shocked Breeding Pool in, so I'm thinking there could be a growth spiral opponent's planning on running. We did draw into another land. Trying to figure out if it's worth just ramping now or after we cowl. Don't think it matters too much right now, because this will allow us to play Chupa Syncopate. Okay, didn't expect a Syncopate for whatever reason there. Well, that answers the next turn's question, so pretty straightforward. We're going to flourish. We don't have any lands. As much as I would love to actually get a Crassus out, we wouldn't even be able to draw 1 card off of it as is. We have Nis out, and we're going to have, assuming we draw into another mana, the ability to play her. Guildgate does fix our double swamp requirement for 3 of the 6 cards we have access to. They do get a Chromatic Lantern out, and I'm trying to figure out if that's a decent trophy target, just to stop them from fixing, generally speaking, because what do they have access to? They have blue, white, green, everything now. I think I get rid of that. They'll be able to find the basic they want in particular, but slows down the ramp, stops the fixing, make things a little bit harder for them to cast. So what can we do here with access to 5 mana? They could have some counter magic and negate up or something of the sort, but there's nothing really that they would have that would stop Doom Whisperer. So at his worst, he is a 6/6 trampler. At his best, we have the life. We can surveil a metric shit ton to find what we want here. And this is not as good as she could be, though. Sadly, we only have one proper basic land with the forest trait, so we're not going to be able to get a crazy amount of mana with her yet. We are getting Death Sprouted. Like I said, that card has value, so let's find what we want. I don't hate the idea of Vivian, actually. Do I want a Dimir Guildgate? It's another blue source, which I'm not too concerned about. Yeah, Vivian's fine, because we can still play her this coming turn. I'm not sure if opponent playing Death Sprout at sorcery speed was ideal for them, but let's see, what could we do? We could slam Nisa, swing in for 3 with a land, have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana next turn, which would let us pretty much guaranteed into getting a Dread Horde next turn. 2, 5, but more likely than not, we'll be able to find a land with Vivian Reed with the uptick.
I didn't live to meet my newest friend.
Ooh, this is a hard one. I really love Thief of Sanity, especially if they don't have an option for it, but hitting another land drop right now is really good. It lets us play Liliana next turn, which is a pretty big-ass bomb card. Targeting our guild gate. Sadly able to hit everything with it, so it's a bit of a bummer. Thankfully, they got rid of our blue source, which does suck, but we're still able to slam down Liliana here. Do they have a negate up? Ah, they have a Disdainful Stroke. Okay, that's a bit of a bummer. We do have access to a lot of force, but nothing too crazy to do with all of them. Let's see, do I be greedy here? That won't let us play that and Golgari Queen. I think I'd rather Golgari Queen get countered, assuming they have counter magic up. They could be holding priority with Memorial to Genius. Mana-wise, I think for the time being, I'm okay just dumping a swamp for the card draw. Yeah, it looks like it was just a Memorial holding priority there. See how this pans out for us. We get access to Tishana's Wayfinder. And yes, I know I could have just upticked Vraska just for her +2, not destroyed anything, but just curious what we're going to be able to find. Mana-wise, we should be doing pretty well, all things considered. Creatures in the graveyard that we can recur with Store. Looks like it is just our Doom Whisperer right now. But I'm still pretty content. Let's see if they do anything to try to stop Vraska at instant speed decline. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm content slamming Nissa down. Get a forest out. Swing in for 3. They could have creature-based removal that does deal with this, but we have a couple of forests out now, so that's not as big of a deal. Yep, they're targeting our forest now. So what do you have for it? Enter the God Eternals, okay. So we do mill out some valuable things, but nothing too crazy. Of course, any creature we get rid of, we're going to be potentially able to fetch back with Storov. So let's see. I'm fine down-ticking. May as well do it while we have a target. Could have been a better option just to uptick to 9. I very rarely play Golgari Queen, as some people may have seen with that previous video where I misplayed with that card constantly, and that in Despark. Yeah, that was probably a mistake there, especially when I had other forms of removal available. So we are just going to uptick one of our forests up here.
The land fights for us.
Get Tishana's Wayfinder out. Man, I'm making a lot of misplays. I should have swung in with that forest too. My own personal issue is most of my recording ends up happening after work, and when the place is quiet, so at least currently we're looking at close to 2 a.m. Hostage Taker on the store of, which is frustrating because I do have the mana available to play it. We do have quite a few options available in the form of removal, even more so now. Let's just start taking a Veraska. No, I'm good on the whole sacrificing a thing. What we can do, let's see here. We can tap this down, gives us our cast down mana. Allows us to get rid of Hostage Taker. I know we can be doing this at instant speed. Also with what's up right now, we can just get Chupacabra up, get rid of Storov. Now we're going to uptick our Overgrown Tomb.
The land shall conquer you.
This time we're not going to make the very stupid mistake that isn't attacking first. And now with our available mana, we're going to get the Seeker Squire out. I think there's a really good chance opponent just scoops here, to be quite honest with you. Because they're reliant on a board wipe, that's the only thing that saves them here. Okay, so board wipe keeps them in the game. It gets our mana decently low. Do they have a...
I cannot protect you anymore.
Okay, now I'm a little bit annoyed that we are also in the same boat where we can uptick Veraska. Sad thing is we could have gotten her ult off if we did a different order of operation earlier. Kefnet is annoying. If we draw into land, let's see here. We'll be able to play Ugin. Yeah, it depends on what they draw into this coming turn, because I can just -3 Kefnet, get rid of him. Oh, yeah, that's a scoop. Okay, so this game went pretty quick. A whole slew of misplays on my part, but let's just jump into another one. Let's see how the next one goes. Okay, so jumping into another game against one Tigan. What does our starting hand look like? Not enough land, and everything we have, with the exception of... I'm probably going to regret this decision, as it is currently. I'm going to keep this. Maybe we find something explory to trigger our Wild Growth Walker. We're hitting our land drops, which is good. This will enter in tapped as it currently stands, so what we can do is just play that tapped regardless of the fact, and everything else that we have land-wise will go into play untapped. So now we're going to be able to play our Walker, curve directly into a Brontodon, into a Hostage Taker, or Tameo. Probably a Lava Coil's coming now, or some removal. Lightning Strike, Wizard's Lightning. I know the removal suite is there. They're holding priority on something. Let's see. Do I just slam down the Brontodon now? Yeah, I think so. If I was being indecisive about it, I probably should have gotten the Foul Orchard out first. And I'm fine keeping back blockers for now. We have 2 threats on the board. Both are relevant, but one is very dependent on us drawing particularly. Looks like opponent is running Gruul. So they're getting a Zuta Goblin. Getting that boy a 3/3. Is that target big enough that it warrants... I don't know. But we did draw into Vivian here. So I think as it stands, they might just try to burn out Vivian. Let's see what we can find with a down tick. There's definitely a reason that we could uptick, swing in, and just hold back blockers. Yeah, you know what? We're pretty cool with what we have in hand, so I'm fine just swinging in. They want to double block or block and ping, that's their prerogative here.
I've seen puppies whine less than you.
Big angry Brontodon. Yeah, looks like the Double's coming out, that's fine. And now without issue, we can definitely do that. We do have access to Tameo again. Which, anything crazy in our graveyard? No, it's a thrashing Bronodon. That's all we got right now. Spellbreaker is coming in as a very hasty boy. A little bit iffy on what I want to do here. I think they have removal of some sort. Walker isn't doing anything great for us. I know the trample is a thing, but so thankfully the 3 damage is blocked by the 3 toughness. So what are our options here? Getting down tick. They probably die. Get up to 5 mana. Carnage Tyrant can't do anything about that. Hostage Taker. The Spellbreaker I don't hate. I think I might just go that route for now. Make opponent have an answer for it. I know they have instant interaction. I'm not sure how much of that is just the Firebrand or not. Or what is actually burn, which could be a problem. Let's see. At this point, I think I'm just fine down ticking. If they have a burn effect.
Strike hard.
Of course we miss. Well, I'll miss you, Eldest Reborn. Actually, in retrospect, probably would have been better just to take a land with the potential to find Eldest again later, but it is what it is. There's a decent chance between Firebrand and Hostage Taker that they have removal to get rid of it. I'm not too attached to Vivian as it currently stands. I'd like to keep Hostage Taker above dying to just a simple shock. Next turn, either way, we can slam down our Carnage Tyrant if they do get their Spellbreaker out. He's thinking. I think he's trying to figure out if it's... You know what? I don't know if Vivian's worth it, to be quite honest with you. Just to stop him from having it, I think I'm going to play the Spellbreaker now. What do we have for damage on the field? It would be 5 to face. I'm fine with getting this up to 4 for now. Getting that 3rd mana doesn't do anything for us this turn. We're still going to swing in with our Taker, get at least a couple off. Next turn, probably Carnage Tyrant unless something absolutely ludicrous is drawn. Rhythm of the Wild is pretty cool. So let's see, what do we want to do here? I think it's a boring but easy choice. Can't be counted, trample, hexproof. If we had our own rhythm, that'd be really cool, but sadly not the right colors for us. So of course, we should have no issue swinging in with both of these. Whether or not they chomp and sack or whatever they choose to do, but regardless of that, the only target they can target on our turn is the Hostage Taker. So as far as combat tricks and pump are concerned, they no longer have Collision Colossus, which is good. Ah, Ravager Worm, that's a cool one. So it big. Thankfully, Carnage Tyrant isn't targetable by it. Does force a trade. Is there anything here I would be interested in stealing currently? I think I'm just going to swing in with both of our creatures, and then we can just use Tamiyo to fetch us our Carnage Tyrant back. So I'm kind of okay with that line of play. Those who trade, he's tapped out. Held back his Firebrand. So what we can do... Down tick Tamiyo. That's our Carnage Tyrant. Of course, based on his colors, they could have another huge threat. They could have their own Carnage Tyrant that will just end up being bigger than ours. With what they have in hand, unless they haste it, they can't just kill it with the Firebrand. Or Tamiyo, that is. Incubation Druid, that's definitely a good 1/1 counter target option. Gives them access to quite a bit of mana that they can't use this turn. That's an interesting card. That is totally going to swing at Tamiyo here. About to say, they shouldn't hold back the Firebrand, I would think.
I have learned all I can here.
What do we have? And we got Death Sprout. So I still think the correct line of play is still throwing down the Carnage Tyrant and we potentially deal with a larger threat later. Swing in with Carney T, see if they have tricks, potentially use Death Sprout to remove a creature that's a problem. Oh, thankfully he's untargetable, or else he'd probably be removing Carnage with Ugin's down tick. What a wordy guy. Jesus, you're loud, Ugin. We have a Fine Broker, so if it does die, we have more options. Let's see. Right now, let's see what they decide to do. Looking at 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh, family, I'm sorry, man. So what we're obviously going to be doing is getting rid of the Living Twister. Can't ping with the Firebrand or anything dumb. Doesn't have the mana for the Incubation Druid Adapt, I believe. Now 3, 4, yeah, they would need an additional mana to get the Incubation Druid Adapt off. What are we missing? I don't think anything too relevant, so let's just get a forest out in case we draw into some of our forest-dependent cards. Even get a little bit of trample off. Great. And of course, Buddy here is playing with an empty board. Target permanent from your graveyard to your hand. Let's see. How cheeky do I want to be? Do I want the ability to deal with any creature threat? Can I just BM him with this real quick? Nah, yeah, let's just get our Tameo out. Tameo's fun. Even if we're just upticking her. Can use her for an uptick, can use her to recur removal. Currently, they're able to get a 2-2 out with some card draw going for them each turn, but we can swing in our board with everything. So let's see. Now, for the time being, if we're just upticking Tameo, what's the most enjoyable thing to find in here? Do they have anything I'd like to command the Dread? Yeah, let's just uptick for Command the Dread Horde. That's a fun card. As long as we don't kill ourselves and die to shock or something. So we didn't, but we do find a Nisa that we can definitely recur the next turn if we choose. Ugin might down tick on Tameo, that's whatever, but currently they have to deal with this big smork coming to their face where I don't know if they can. They need removal, essentially. Yeah, Kick, Shiv, and Fire will keep them in the game for now. They still have a rather large problem that is big-ass Carnage Tyrant. They're still +1ing the Ugin, okay. I don't know why, but that surprises me a little bit. Ugin doesn't really do anything for them anymore. This is fun. Can I do X equals 10? Oh, I can't do it. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I not have double black? Oh, it's 12. Oh, no, I'm short, aren't I? Let's see. I'm bad at counting, so we're just going to tap all of these, see how much mana I'm missing. I'm missing it by 1, and I'm really sad. Oh boy, can I recur a land? Return target card from your graveyard. I don't remember if I made my land drop to this turn. Oh my god, we're doing it. Oh my god. It works. Submit 2. Come on, don't scoop. Let it happen. Let it happen. Oh my god. That was so unnecessary. Perfect. Okay, so again, a quick thank you to Relicton for the deck. I'm maybe butchering your name. I'm very surprised we got that off, but I'm ecstatic. It was overkill to the extreme. Very much unneeded, and I figure while I have the gold, I may as well at least open up one War of the Spark pack, see what we pull. But as usual, thanks so much guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah. And our card is the best card you can pull. The old rare wild card. Fantastic. But yeah, I'm Dr. Ed. Catch y'all next time. Bye for now, everybody.